Okay, I'm here at LA Fleet Week with Captain Shoemaker here, who brought in this beautiful A1.
H1Z.
A1, there you go. I usually get that right.
It's all good.
And so I'm very excited to be able to do a walk around with Captain Shoemaker. So I'm going to just let him introduce himself and start showing me around the aircraft. Apparently he's done this a few times before, so we're going to just go along with him. So welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here. So as you mentioned, I'm Captain Shoemaker. I'm with HMLA-169 out of Camp Pendleton, and I fly the AH-1Z, known as the Cobra. So we'll do a quick walk around and show some of the key features. So we fly the Z model now. We used to fly the Whiskey. The Z's been around for the last 8 or so years. Upgraded version, more horsepower, more capability to carry weapons, as well as the big feature is you have a 4-bladed helicopter versus the former 2-bladed. So as you can see here, it is a 2-piloted aircraft. You have a front seat and a rear seat. Rear seat will be your startup and shutdown. Front seat is usually flying, and the back seat is usually running the mission, just due to the difference in visibility in the front and the back. Other key features we have is you can see some of our weapon systems out here. We don't have it on here right now, but this would be the LAU-7. It's a rail for the AIM-9. So we have the air-to-air capability that you usually would see on a jet. We do train for it, doing both fixed wing and rotary wing DACM or engagements. And then going down inboard, you have the LAU-68. This carries our rockets. We can carry 2 types of rockets, or 2 variants. You have your unguided, which is your standard point and shoot suppression weapon. And then you have your guided, or APKWS, Advanced Precision Kill Weapon System, which is a rocket that they've strapped a guided section on, and it will follow laser energy and then hit the target. Moving inboard, we'll have the Hellfire and the JAGM. Hellfire has been around for a while, new variants, great weapon, gives us a long reach. We can use it for buildings, caves, bridges, or armor. And then the JAGM, being similar to the Hellfire, just more advanced and newer. It's pretty much the same range, but gives us some more capabilities than the JAGM, than the Hellfire did.
Awesome, that's really great. I appreciate this. This is wonderful.
Anytime.
Yeah.
And then for our mission set, we have a lot of different mission sets: close air support, deep air support. But I would say our bread and butter will be the close air support. We're here to support the Marines on the ground. And how we do that is, if they're engaged with the enemy and they need air assets, we will get there, we'll come in close, and we'll release weapons on the enemy to protect our friendlies.
And I notice you often travel in pairs with the Venom over here, with
Correct.
the UH-1Y. I think I got that one right. And yeah, I noticed you do travel in pairs. Can you talk a little bit about the pairing of them? I know there's similar airframes and similar parts for maintenance. Is that something as well?
I can't remember the exact number, but about 83 to 85% parts similarity between the 2 platforms. So these aircraft came out of the Vietnam era with the Huey first, and then them realizing they needed a more of a designated attack platform, and then creating the Cobra. So it wasn't until later on where they actually said we need to integrate these squadrons, not have a Huey squadron and a Cobra squadron. We're going to have a mixed squadron. We always fly together. You rarely see a Cobra or a Huey by themselves. Always going to be flying, at the very least, in a section, or maybe a flight or division of 4 aircraft. And it just gives us more capability. They have really good assault support capability, so bringing in troops, laying them into a LZ, picking them up, doing CASEVAC as needed, where we offer them some more protection in the overhead. We can carry more missiles and weapons. So I would say that is the biggest difference and the integration that we have between the 2 platforms.
Yeah, so you really are a team, the 2 of you together. It
100%.
seems like you're kind of inseparable in your missions, and complement each other very well.
Exactly. Depending on the mission, sometimes you'll see 2 Hueys fly together or 2 Cobras, but a lot of the time you'll see a Huey and a Cobra, because we have different capabilities, but we also offer a lot of the same thing, so we complement each other well.
Now, I would like to I have one request for you. Can you guys fly through the Los Alamitos Army Airfield a little more often?
I will tell our ops department that. We can see if we can correct that.
Yeah, and as I mentioned when we were talking prior, you have been through there a few times. I do see you guys always in pairs, pretty much. Although sometimes going through Los Al, you might be single, just doing training runs, I suppose.
Exactly.
Is that it?
Sometimes we'll just go as singles, but I'd say 85-90% of the time you'll see us as a section.
Very good. Anything else you want to share about about your aircraft here?
I guess we could talk a little bit about the front. One thing we haven't really talked about.
Sure, let's do that.
One of my favorite weapon systems is the 20mm Gatling gun. So the M197 is a 3-barreled. We can carry up to 652 rounds, and we shoot at 650 rounds per minute. So we can pretty much go Winchester in 1 minute on this gun.
Now, how would that compare to what the Warthog, the A10, has on the front?
I believe they have a 30. They have a 30 mil, so a little bit bigger. The 20 mil round is still very effective and very great against technicals. It has some armor capability, but it gives us. We usually coordinate our 20 mil with our rockets. If we're doing a rocket profile or a rocket attack, you're going to see both of them. It just gives us a little more standoff, and it's a very versatile suppression weapon. So kind of like the Apache, we have it integrated into our helmet. We have a little display. So if I see someone is, at my 3 or 9 o'clock and is shooting at us, maybe not that far to the right or left, but I can move the gun based off of my vision and suppress. So it's a very good suppression weapon.
So this is really an assault weapon, this helicopter. The A stands for assault, is that right?
Attack.
Attack. Okay, attack.
Yeah,
okay.
we are a designated attack.
Attack. There you go. Okay, I don't always get the terminology right.
The Huey is considered a light attack because they also have the assault support mission. But I'll let you let them talk more about that. But they're the jack of all trades at Huey.
Very good. Just one last thing that's kind of entering my mind is the future of aviation and this type of helicopter. Is there anything on the horizon that is going to replace this helicopter, including unmanned vehicles doing the same thing, or is this helicopter kind of in the plan for many, many years to come?
I think for the near future, there's no change right now. Honestly, can't speak too much on it just because I haven't heard much about any changes on it, but I think the AH-1Z is here to stay for a while just because it is so versatile, and like I said, our bread and butter is postage support, and that requirement is not going to go anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, and it seems like this is really quite more than fit for the mission, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great. And the only one I think is similar is the Apache. Is there anything with the Apache that is really noticeably different between those two airframes that it can do that you can't do, or something like that?
They have a 30 mil versus a 20 mil gun. I would say our biggest asset compared to the Apache is this aircraft is trained to be put on boats. So our blades can fold up, and we have a very narrow platform. So we can stack these aircraft on boats, and they're very good in the maritime environment, where I don't believe the Apache has really been tested on boats yet. So that is one of our biggest capabilities. So obviously integrating with the Navy and maritime operations.
Well, very good. I appreciate your time. Is there anything else you'd like to share? Or I want to welcome you to Fleet Week too. I hope you have a good time when you're in town.
It's great to be here. Please come by and see the Cobra and the Huey.
Very good. I was lucky enough to see you guys arrive here on Wednesday too in the parking lot of the USS Iowa.
Yeah,
so that was kind of fun to watch you guys both come in together. Like you said, you're always paired up, and you came in together, and that was a fun sight to see too, to welcome you here to Long Beach. So I hope you have a great time. I hope you attend some events, and I think you'll find a lot of love and support in the community for what you do. If you don't, I'd be surprised.
So far, so good.
Good. Well, you have that appreciation from me. So thank you for your time, and enjoy your weekend.
Yes, sir. Anytime.